Hello, everyone. I'm back. It's time once again for part 2 of the 90th video special. And our runner-up review, I'm going to review The Burbs. Yep, pretty funny. He's a stranger in an even stranger land, suburbia. Yep, that's a tagline, says, in an even stranger land. Yep. Very funny story, movie. Anyway, let's get to the plot, shall we? On a Mayfield Place, a quiet cul-de-sac in a fictional suburbia town of Hinkley Hills, Ray Peterson is attempting to learn more about his mysterious new next-door neighbor, the Kopecks. One evening, Ray and Art Wintergarten, the Peterson and other next-door neighbors, spy on the Kopecks with veteran Lieutenant Mark Rumsfeld. The three watch Hans Kopeck and his Delphic Pontiac from the garage to the curb, then pulls a large, heavy garbage bag from the car, place it in a garbage can, and bangs it with a stick. During that night, Ray watches the Kopecks digging their backyard with pickaxe in the middle of the rainstorm. The following morning, Art runs out to check the container in the garbage truck as it is collecting the Kopecks can from the previous night. He is soon joined by Rumsfeld and Ray, but their search in the hopes of finding human remains is futile. Bonnie Rumsfeld finds neighbor Walter Cisnek, dog Queenie, running loose and wonders if Walter went away. Art, Ray, Bonnie, and Rick Butler go to Walter's house and find his toupee in the kitchen. Nothing sign of a struggle. Art and Rumsfeld began to worry. Wade collects Queenie and leaves a note for Walter explaining the situation. The following night, Ray and Art have a meeting in the Peterson's basement and theorize of Walter's disappearances. At the request, Carol, Ray's wife, Ray, and the Rumsfeld pay a visit to the Kopecks, meeting Hans Rubin and Warner, while Art snoops around in the backyard. Later that evening, Ray reveals to Art and Rumsfeld that he found Walter's toupee in the Kopecks' basement, which he previously slipped through Walter's mail slot. The trio agreed to investigate the Kopecks' backyard, which the owner leaves the next morning. When he told him that, "Can I use the bathroom?" then he opened the door and suddenly a dog started chasing him. Then he told the neighbor, saying, "You keep a horse in the basement?" That's so funny. The Burbs. The next day, Carol and his son Dave go to visit Carol's sister, leaving Ray free to explore the Kopecks' backyard. After Ray disabled the Kopecks security system, he and Ray entered the yard and began digging, while Rumsfeld stands guard on his roof. After hours of digging and finding nothing incriminating, Ray and Art enter the house, where they discovered what believed crematorium. Ray began to dig into the loose soil that considered to be a basement floor. They may be the bodies down there. That evening, the Kopecks drive back home, only to reverse out when to see the lights in the basement. Not long after, Rumsfeld, Art, and Ricky are perturbed, how you pronounce it, to see Walter's return home. When the Kopecks return with the police, Art goes into the Kopech's home and rescues Ray, who hits a gas line with his pickaxe. He yells for Art to flee right before the house exploded into the flames. With Ray still inside, a diselevated Ray emerged from the flame just as his wife returned. Art takes to an officer who explained that Walter had medical problems, and his family took him to the hospital. While away, Walter had made arrangement for the Kopech to pick up his mail. When Ray had previously slipped his toupee back through the mail slot, it got picked up with the mail. Ray snaps at Art and declares that the neighbors were wrong about the Kopechs before lunging at Art and then throwing himself into an ambulance on a gurney. Joining Ray in the ambulance, Werner Kopech, thinking Ray must have seen the skull of one of his former neighbors in the basement, attempts to murder Ray to collect his skulls too, revealing that Art is right all along. Hans assumed that the role of the ambulance driver, but crashing to Wayne Gainer's house during their three-way struggle. The gurney with Ray and Warner aboard rolls out of the ambulance and down the street. Ray makes a cynicism rest on his would-be murderer as Ricky uncovers a large selection of bones in the Kopech's trunk. But the Kopechs are then arrested and the charge against Ray are dropped. This is a very funny story. Anyway, here's the spine. Here's the back. Still pictures. There's none special features. You have production notes, cast and filmmaker's bio, film heist, theatrical trailer, web links. This is the first DVD release in 1999. Here's the disc. Very nice. Very nicely job. ABC aired this movie in 1980. Actually, in 1991, certain scenes were edited out because it was deemed inappropriate for ABC, American Broadcasting Company. So, when this one aired on BBC One in 1994, they also used the ABC television cut. So, yeah. So that's it for this video special, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Rate, comment, and subscribe. This is the new Time Travel Jaime 88 saying so long.